Welcome back to the 2018 Golf Industry Show with GCSAA TV Live. For those of you not fortunate enough to get down to a little bit brisk San Antonio this morning, GCSAA TV Live brought to you here by Lebanon Turf, and I am joined for the second year straight by Stephanie Schwenke.
That's correct, right on.
Thank goodness I remembered it from the last time, and I mentioned the brisk weather. Syngenta is really highlighting condition, perform, recover. The 5K was a big celebration. Everybody was out there in the dark. I think I was up early working on things and saw the tweets in the morning. Looked like a brisk morning. How did the 5K go?
It was a brisk morning, and we're so thankful for anyone who took the time to come out in this cold weather and the dark conditions and take a little bit of time to connect with their peers while contributing to the Environmental Institute for Golf, which is where the proceeds to their contributions went. So yes, we're very thankful for their support. We're thankful they came out under the cold conditions. But we have so many people in our industry who are athletic, who worry about themselves and take personal wellness seriously.
That's right, and it seems like what you guys are trying to do is connect, you know, taking care of yourself, taking care of your turf. I don't think anybody argues, generally, if you take better care of yourself, relationship might be better, your work life might be better. There's a lot of things that are going to be better if you're taking good care of yourself and taking good care of the people around you. So as you make that transition, your husband was running this morning. He's an Ironman. Rhett Evans is an Ironman. Some people commit to very high levels of performance and fitness. And so the cold weather, make sure you stretch. Maybe you got some injuries. How was it watching him get ready to go? Did you run?
I did not run this morning.
How was it getting ready to watch him to run in the cold morning? And then how did it work out for him?
So you bring up a lot of really good points that I want to touch on because you make a really nice connection of what Syngenta is trying to do by connecting with our customers in the way that they condition, perform, recover. So whether you're conditioning your turf for traditional play of the day or a major tournament, it's intense, and it's not something that you just wake up and do. It's a plan. It's something you've thought about maybe for a month or a week or an entire year. And so conditioning your turf for healthy turf quality is very similar to how an athlete conditions themselves for either a major event or just a traditional, 2.5 mile run, or whatever it is they're doing
no
to
one's
stay
walking
fit
out of
and be
their
healthy.
house, swimming a couple of miles, biking a hundred miles, running a marathon. It's very strange when triathletes talk about how they want to get off the bike so bad they'll run a marathon.
That's right.
Right, and they don't. So conditioning themselves to prepare for the various conditions you can have, right? If you weren't a little bit warm when you got out there this morning, that's what you mean when you say condition. Even if you're a conditioned athlete, you still need to prepare yourself in advance. But recovery seems to be important as well.
That's correct.
And again, different weather conditions prone to maybe injury and maybe turf, not properly conditioned, exposed to the different, drought conditions or low temperature conditions in these cases may show injury.
That's right.
Recovering and the connection between the body and the turf. It's your turn.
That's right. So there's many different variables, as you mentioned. It could be the weather. It could be drought. It could be pest or disease outbreaks. Even though you may have a plan, something may change with and throughout the plan where you need to make adjustments, whether they're preventive or curative changes within your plan or within your program. And very similar to an athlete, when you're training, you're preparing, you may get injury. And it's quite common to have injury. So you need to take care of yourself. You need to prepare. You have to stretch. You need vitamins. You need to recover. You're taking protein drinks. You're trying to hydrate your body and be as healthy as you can.
And just think about how much that's advanced in the last bunch of years. Power bars.
Yes. My pantry is full of them.
Lines of juice you can drink at different times in the thing. So really what we're seeing is our industry sort of being able now to, for turf anyway, to have products and programs that can be prescribed in certain ways depending on what your expectations are, just like an athlete would do. And it looks like you're really trying to kickstart this thing with the mobile wellness unit.
That's right. And thank you for mentioning the mobile wellness unit. So Syngenta feels like we want to heighten the opportunity for superintendents to just do a brief wellness check. So we have brought our mobile wellness unit to the trade show floor. So any member of the industry or a golf course superintendent is welcome to stop by at any point today.
Booth number?
I'm not sure about the booth number,
Me
but it's
neither.
a big RV.
I'm sure you can see it. It's a pretty big sign.
118.
1118.
Look for the mobile wellness
for
unit.
those people
the big
that are
RV,
here,
you can't
the TV
miss it.
people, you're not going to be able to get a flight. There's snow coming through Detroit.
That's right. Get
We're
your
stuck
checkup.
We
Get
may
your
all be
checkup.
stuck here tomorrow.
So we invite them to stop by. We are fortunate at Syngenta that we do have a nurse and a doctor full-time on staff at our site. And we felt like sharing that with the rest of the industry, taking 15 minutes out of your day,
course.
just get some basic checkups done.
And you know, you need the doctors because you got Mike Agnew. He's got to be pushing
doctors.
85 or so.
I'm not going to comment on that.
I know you're not.
He's doing great. He's hanging in there, and we want him to stay.
That's right.
And yes, Mike and our technical team are a really important part
Yeah,
of our 50
this.
agronomic programs that they prescribe, getting back to
That's
prescribing.
And taking care of themselves. I have to say, this thing that you're doing for the industry with this condition, perform, recover idea of wellness around yourself and wellness around your turf, it seems to be reflected in your staff. I mean, the way everybody is, sort of, I don't even want to say everybody's standing up straight, everybody's feeling really good. I think that when you promote that sort of positive wellness attitude, it sort of permeates. And I think Syngenta's done that for a really long time. And the products reflect that. Though I don't have to mention Primo.
But it's great that you did.
It is great that I did.
Speaking of recovery
That is correct.
or conditioning.
That's right. See, of course, there's a perfect
That's a good
product.
plug. I like
There's
it.
a perfect product
That's right.
that you look at. When I was working on it with Joe DiPaolo in the early 1990s, it was a numbered product. We started spraying it at low rates, and immediately Pencross, which, I mean, you can still use it, but it's, technology like a Model T Ford or something.
Old.
And yeah, it's old, and it made it perform like it was something else. So as these guys develop these programs that you talked about, these agronomic plans, I'm sure Primo is a pretty significant part of it. You want to talk a little bit more about the way those programs get developed?
Yes, great. Thank you so much for allowing me to do that. So as I mentioned, our technical experts at Syngenta, obviously their role is research. They're in the field, they're testing these products, they're communicating with customers, and so they write very specific agronomic programs for greens, tees, fairways, based on your rotation. Maybe you're on a 7 or 14-day rotation. But it's a season-long program, and those programs in southern regions can begin making applications in January or February. In the Midwest, maybe March and April. But it's a season-long program that goes throughout the year, letting them know the best way possible to take care of their course based on days of app, disease in the area, grass type.
That's right.
And they're really working to help preventatively.
That's right.
Provide the best turf quality possible based on our product portfolio.
That's right. And let me expound upon that point. It's not just your product portfolio. Syngenta has invested significantly in research at my colleague land-grant institutions over the year. What I described with Joe DiPaolo years ago was work he did with me at the land-grant institution in Wisconsin at the UW-Madison. So it is that you have these products, you do have these really knowledgeable guys, many of who were academics with me many years ago. And it's based on research as well as, servicing these customers. When your husband's doing the Ironman, when you start to embark upon this, you got to read a little bit.
Oh, there's a lot of reading.
You're not walking out there and saying
training, trainer,
right. There's
programs.
Now we got all these electronic gizmos. So again,
so he has a network.
That's correct.
On his digital device, on his Garmin.
So
for
all
other
of this
athletes.
technology has been proven to some extent. You guys have it available, but it seems like the key is these people help bring it together for the superintendent.
They do. They work hard to think through a whole year's worth of challenges. And again, based on turf type, the disease pressures of that year, weather, many other factors that go into it. We have both abiotic and biotic solutions, season-long for them, written by our technical experts, supported by so many of the COI and university partners.
That's right, and those technical representatives, that's the other thing about Syngenta. How long has Lee Cozy been working with this group?
It's over 50 years. Over 50 years. We love him. He is unbelievable.
Still on the road.
Very committed.
Very committed. So I see these guys, the value of putting these programs together is not just a research and not just a portfolio, but it's that wealth of experience that these guys
correct.
have, right? I mean, they've been around the block, like me. We look at dead grass. They don't call us if generally, hey, Frank, you want to come and see my good grass? So I think in this case, it's really the whole package that you put these programs together with. Now, listen, if we're good with Syngenta, there was a very exciting activity. Unless you want to cover any more about the programs, condition, perform, recover, remind them about the mobile wellness unit, I want to talk about what Lisa Schwab has pulled off here, ladies leading turf, this golf course superintendent from Canada.
Correct.
I saw the pictures on Twitter last night. I showed it to my wife. Something's happening.
Something's happening, and it happened quickly and unexpectedly through an initiative that Lisa stepped up and presented.
It's spelled L-E-A-S-H-A. I'm going to call her Leisha. She can come on up. We'll put her on the air today.
She would probably appreciate
Excellent.
that.
Let's get her here.
So
can you do that, Jim?
She stepped up. She communicated through Twitter. She opened it up to any female in the industry to just gather at a reception for a couple of hours. And we had a full house. I think there were maybe 50
and let me
females
just say,
there.
the reason it resonated with me is I've been coming to this show for the better part of 27 years. We have been attempting the Women in Turf, something for the women who, let's face it, it's just a lot of guys. It's a predominantly male-dominated industry. And, you know, my wife wakes up in the morning, reads the paper of the next scandal and says, we're coming for you. And so I'm thinking, well, I mean, no, she says it jokingly, but those meetings used to have 8 or 10 people. There was 100 people there last night.
It was a big deal.
It was so exciting to see that.
Yes.
This kind of empowerment. We were talking to the equipment manager guys. The guy got the most valuable technician. And I posed the question, who would you rather have working on equipment, men or women? And they said, women. All day long.
That's wonderful to hear.
Women are much more responsible about taking care
and
of
we're
things.
so thankful for all the leadership that we truly have in this industry.
That's right.
Through the men that have helped us get to where we are.
So
we do appreciate them
that's
so
right.
much.
Yeah.
But
it's
we
not
want
a
to
zero-sum
heighten.
game.
We want to be more empowered. We want to heighten our voice, and we want to come to the forefront in the industry.
This is really great. We got to do more of these things.
Correct.
We got to make it a mainstream thing like we do out here on these events we have in different places. Cutting hair. Jacobson was cutting hair the other day.
I didn't see that.
That's very funny. I think they were giving massages. I don't know what's going on over at Jacobson. So this was very exciting for you, and in some ways, that empowerment is a little bit about what condition, perform, recover is. In my mind, it's sort of, you got to take responsibility for your own well-being, and you got to take responsibility for your turf. And
that's a
partly
perfect
the reason we do this is because some guys can't make it here. Some folks can't make it
That's
here.
right.
So we're able to share with them when they see their Syngenta rep, what they'll likely be able to get from that rep, even though they're not here. But it's really important for Syngenta to keep investing like this. And
absolutely, and we're committed, and we will keep investing.
Yeah, and empowering people.
That's correct.
The run is a good example of that.
That and our mobile wellness unit that we're quite proud of.
That we know now is at what booth?
1118. We're
live. Everybody's enjoying it. It looks like a busy day on the show floor. I'm sure you're going to have a busy day.
We had a wonderful day yesterday. There were so many people out on the trade show floor. We hope we have more guests to stop in and see us again today, customers.
Great. Is the carpet padded?
The carpet is squishy and padded and
comfortable.
That's
it's
right.
A must
Chairs are
show.
comfortable. Come on in and see us.
Footwear.
That's right. You've got to have that.
Footwear.
And anyone who is either at home or at the trade show floor has the opportunity to come into our booth and vote for some pictures that either superintendents or sports turf managers have submitted on how they condition, perform, or recover. And anyone who takes the opportunity to vote can be entered in a drawing to win a healthy iGrill thermometer. Very innovative.
Great. Well, it's so great. that you guys are really sort of stepping up to do this. And as we wrap up today, thank you so much for taking the time
Thank
to
you.
join
It's
me.
been a pleasure.
It's always great to see you, Stephanie. I'm very excited about the Ladies Leading Turf, the Condition, Perform, Recover program that you guys are doing, and, you know, that Agnew's doing well. We're very happy Dr. Agnew's doing well. Thank you for joining me on this section of the GCSAA TV Live at the 2018 Golf Industry Show here in chilly San Antonio, Texas. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back in a minute.